A total of 337 players will make their way to Indianapolis for the NFL Combine, which begins Tuesday and concludes March 4th. Whether you're a fan of the New Orleans Saints, LSU, Louisiana high school football, or just the NFL draft in general, there's something for you in Indy. Here are 10 things you'll want to keep an eye on at this year's Combine. Point 1. To watch the know. 1 is not only the jersey number Kyler Murray wore at Oklahoma, but chances are he'll be the no. 1 storyline this week as well. A first-round pick by the Oakland A's in the Major League Baseball draft last June, Murray, who went on to win the Heisman Trophy, has decided to concentrate on football now. 2 numbers everyone will be paying attention to: his height and his speed. Is he 5'10", as Oklahoma listed him? Or is he closer to 5'8"? And just how fast is he? He says he ran a scorching 4.3 in the 40-yard dash a few years ago and says he's faster now. If he runs anything faster than that, it might be hard for the Arizona Cardinals not to make him the no. 1 pick in April. Point 2 of a Kindles who didn't have a first-round draft pick in last year's draft. You can expect that to change this year with linebacker Devin White and cornerback Greedy Williams. White, who was the Butkus Award winner as the nation's top linebacker, and Williams will likely make this draft almost as special as 2017 when LSU had 3 players, Leonard Fournette, Jamal Adams and Tre'Davious White, chosen in the first round. Point 3 more from the boot. White and Williams aren't the only players from Louisiana at the Combine who could be drafted in the first round. 3 more guys who played high school football in the state but went outside to play collegiately will also have plenty of eyes on them this week and could also be picked on day 1. Notre Dame defensive lineman Jerry Tillery, Evangel Christian, Oklahoma offensive lineman Cody Ford, Pineville, and Alabama tight end Irv Smith, brother Martin, were all first-rounders on several mock drafts. Point 4 more Tigers in addition to White and Williams. 4 other LSU players attending are running back Nick Brossette, tight end Foster Moreau, safety John Battle and kicker Cole Tracy. Point 5 need. So what do the Saints need? Not a whole lot. Which is good, considering how few draft picks they have. We'll get to that next. But in order, here's what Sean Payton and Jeff Ireland should probably be looking for in Indianapolis. The greatest need is tight end, especially now that Ben Watson has retired. And since the Saints let go of Kurt Coleman, they could use some depth at safety to go along with Von Bell and Marcus Williams. After that, defensive linemen, especially if they're unable to keep Alex Okafor, but also because Sheldon Rankins is recovering from a torn Achilles. And finally, a running back, if you lose Mark Ingram in free agency, and a more depth on the offensive line. Point 6 picks. That's how many the Saints have. They gave up their first-round pick for Marcus Davenport, their third-round pick for Teddy Bridgewater and their fourth-round pick for Eli Apple. So barring a trade, the Saints will have to make the most of this week. They have a late second-round pick, a fifth-round pick, 2 sixth-round picks and 2 seventh-round picks. 7 others with Louisiana TS. In addition to the 6 total players from LSU at the Combine, there are 7 more Louisiana products who will be participating. Tillery, Smith and Ford have already been mentioned as possible first-rounders. Other players with Louisiana ties in the Combine are Miami defensive lineman Gerald Willis, Edna Carr, Texas A. Augustine, and Northwestern State receiver Jazz Ferguson, West Feliciana. Ferguson's brother, Louisiana Tech defensive end Jalen Ferguson, would have been the 8th player from the state invited. But Jalen, who set the NCAA record for career sacks, 45, had his invitation rescinded due to an altercation he had during his freshman year. The NFL is allowing Jalen to still attend for the interview and medical evaluation portion of the Combine. 8 best players. Who are the top 8 players at the Combine? Well, here's my list. Murray, Haskins, White, Ohio State defensive end Nick Bosa, Alabama defensive lineman Quinnen Williams, Houston defensive lineman Ed Oliver, Kentucky edge rusher Josh Allen and Alabama offensive lineman Jonah Williams. 9's a replacement. Well, since we're at no. 9, we should talk about no. 9. Eventually, the Saints will have to find Drew Brees' replacement. Will they be able to keep Bridgewater, who's a free agent? Is Taysom Hill the answer? Is there a quarterback in this year's draft class to whom Brees can pass the torch? Well, we've already talked about Murray, who might not even be the first QB chosen. That could be Ohio State quarterback Dwayne Haskins, who spent his senior season rewriting the Big Ten record books. He set a conference record for passing yards in a season and touchdown passes, 50, in a season. The touchdown record was previously held by Brees. Oh, and Saints practice squad quarterback JT Barrett, who, like Haskins, played at Ohio State, is 3rd and 4th on that Big Ten list. Missouri's Drew Lock, Duke's Daniel Jones and Washington's Jake Browning are also QBs who could be first-rounders, long before the Saints even make a pick. Other QBs to keep on: West Virginia's Will Grier, North Carolina State's Ryan Finley, Auburn's Jarrett Stidham. Looking for a sleeper? Maybe Washington State's Gardner Minshew. 10 more to watch. If you know Sean Payton, you know he likes players from Ohio State. The school has been like the Saints JV team for the past few seasons. Well, there are 10 former Buckeyes attending this year's combine, so keep an eye on them all. Follow Rod Walker on Twitter, @RodWalkerAdvocate.